Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the today's video, we are going to discuss feedback amplifiers. So what is feedback? Feedback is basically the mixing apart of amplifier output with the applied input. So here, as you can see that this is a basic amplifier circuit and we are just mixing a part of output. This is the output of this basic amplifier and we are just taking the output and mixing it with the input signal. So feedback is nothing but mixing a part of amplifier output with the applied input. So here XF we are taking as feedback signal, X0 is the output signal, Xi is the input signal to the basic amplifier, and this is the main signal. So input signal to the basic amplifier is the sum or the difference of this input signal and the feedback signal. The feedback network should also have some gain. So that's why we are taking beta as feedback factor. Now, the feedback signal is directly proportional to the output signal. So we can say that XF is directly proportional to X0. X0 is the output signal, and here this X refers to either voltage or current depending upon the type of feedback we are using or the type of amplifier we are using. Okay, now so we can say that XF is equals to beta X0. Now there are two types of feedback. One is positive feedback and other one is negative feedback. Let's discuss these in detail. So guys, if this feedback signal XF is added with the input signal, then we can say that it is a positive feedback. Okay, so here we can say that this Xi, which is going to the input of the basic amplifier, should be the sum of the main input signal and feedback signal. Then it is positive feedback, right? As simple as that. So basically, if the feedback signal is subtracted from the applied input, then it is called as negative feedback. So this input signal should be equal to the main input signal minus the feedback signal. Then it is negative feedback. So basically in negative feedback, the applied input and the feedback signals are out of phase. So guys, I would like to discuss one more important point, that the negative feedback is generally used in amplifiers. There are so many reasons why negative feedback is used in amplifiers. First one is to make the gain stable. Now, generally what happens for a basic amplifier, that is an amplifier without any feedback network, the gain is unstable. Okay, why unstable? Because the transistor parameters vary with temperature due to the aging effect, right? So basically we use negative feedback in order to stabilize the gain. Second thing is to reduce distortion. Third thing is to obtain desired values of input and output resistances, and last one is to increase the bandwidth of the signal. So guys, let's discuss the effects of negative feedback. So first effect is effect on the gain of the amplifier, right? So guys, the open loop gain, which is the gain of the basic amplifier, is given by, let's take it as open loop AOL, is X0 by Xi, right? So here you can see that the gain is basically output by input. So here output is X0 and input is Xi. So it is simple X0 by Xi, right? And closed loop gain, which I am denoting with ACL, is given by, closed loop means the gain of this whole network, which includes basic amplifier as well as feedback network. It will be output by input. So it will be X0 by Xs. Similarly, we can calculate the gain of the feedback network, which is beta, and it is also given by output by input, but here the output is the xf, which is feedback signal, and input is basically our output signal, right? So it is given by xf by x naught. Here also you can see that xf is equals to beta x naught, and from here we can easily calculate the gain, which is beta is equals to xf by x naught, right? Since we are dealing with the negative feedback and we want to see the effect on gain of the amplifier when negative feedback is used, so here we will use the equation for negative feedback, which is nothing but xi is equals to the difference between the input signal and the feedback signal. So let's write this equation and then calculate. So guys, here xi is equals to xs minus xf. From here, rearranging this equation, we get xs is equals to xi plus xf. Now, just replacing the value of xf, we can replace it with this xf is equals to beta x naught, which I have already told you. So just replacing this value. Now, again replacing the value of x naught with this open loop gain, we get from here x naught is equals to open loop gain into my xi. So replacing this, taking xi common, rearranging this equation, we get now substituting the value of xs from here, which we get x naught by ACL. ACL is nothing but the closed loop gain. So we get right. Now rearranging the equation, we get and this x naught by xi is nothing but our open loop gain. So just replacing it. So that's the equation for closed loop gain. Now let's discuss one thing in detail, which is this denominator part, right? So this is 1 plus beta AOL. This term is always greater than 1 because this term we are adding 1 to it. So this term should be always greater than 1. So if this term is greater than 1, then this closed loop gain should be less than open loop gain, right? Because this denominator is high, so this value is less. Okay, so closed loop gain should be less than open loop gain. So basically the closed loop gain is always less than open loop gain if we are using negative feedback. So that is the effect on gain. If we are using the negative feedback, our gain reduces. Now let's discuss effect on cutoff frequencies. So guys, basically the negative feedback decreases the lower cutoff frequency and increases the higher cutoff frequency. Thus, we can say that the bandwidth also increases. So that's our feedback factor. So basically our lower cutoff frequency is decreased and upper cutoff frequency is increased. So our overall bandwidth is increased. So let's see the frequency response. So this is a frequency response curve, and this curve is basically for without feedback configuration, and this curve is for feedback configuration, right? Now if we are not using any feedback network, then our gain, this is our gain, the gain is increased and but the bandwidth is decreased, right? So we are having a small range of frequencies, that is the bandwidth is less and the gain is high as compared to this feedback network configuration. Now second thing is that if we are using negative feedback, then the lower cutoff frequency decreases, so it is decreased, and upper cutoff frequency increased, which means we are getting a wide range of frequencies and we are having a large bandwidth, but the gain reduces. So basically the product of gain and bandwidth remains same with or without feedback. So the gain and bandwidth with or without feedback remains same. So this is without feedback and this is with feedback. This term gets cancelled out and we left with the same gain bandwidth product. Now let's discuss the effect on frequency distortion. So basically the negative feedback reduces the frequency distortion. If negative feedback is used, then bandwidth increases, as you have already seen. Hence, gain remains constant over large range of frequencies. Therefore, the amplifier provides equal amplification to greater number of frequencies. That's why negative feedback reduces the frequency distortion. So guys, that's all for the today's video. In the next video, we are going to discuss the type of feedback amplifiers. Thank you so much for watching and please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.